my camera, but it didn't work. Gonna wait for some people to show up. Let's see how many people we get from the announcement over on TikTok. Then we're gonna get started. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys something that I do. I've shown it several times before, but this is really cool. So I had a request for some children's old school overalls. And I mean, they really, really wanted old school. And I had found some that was like back in the day, maybe like past 20 something years. But every time I got ready to purchase it or purchase the pattern in the group that I was in, they got sold every last time. Every last time. And I mean, literally. So, this particular time I was on, I wasn't on late night like some of the other times I was on. And I came across this pattern, the one I'm working with now. It's by Butterick. And I wanted to give you some information about it because when I opened it up, I was shocked, literally shocked, because I thought somebody had played a trick on me. I thought that the person who sold it to me sold me something that I didn't want particularly. I thought maybe they just had my money. But as it turns out, they did not trick me. They did not do anything underhanded. So let me get my computer up and I'm going to read something to you. Okay. So of course I had to go into ChatGPT, and this is what I found. This pattern is by the Butterick Company, which most of you know, it's a part of the Big Four or the Big Five sewing pattern companies. This is a pattern for a set of overalls and a jacket. And it's very old school. As you can see, it's old school. About as old as you think. And I guess some of you may not know what the actual age is unless you can see the writing that I have put on here. If you can see that, you're going to say, huh? Yeah, right. This pattern does not have a date like you would normally find on something like today. No, the date is usually down here in the bottom or somewhere on the side, somewhere like that. This pattern has none of that. This jacket has none of that. Not even on the flap right here. Not even there. So I took the Chat GPT and I told it that I had two patterns that bore the name of Butterick and that they cost 25 cents. And I gave it the pattern number. This one is 2744, and the other one, which is this one, is 2205. Okay? When I opened it up, I'm like, this is old. I'm like, okay, it's old. I took out the directions first. Here are the directions. One sheet. One. I hope everybody can see that. One sheet. It looks like it's a little bit bigger than 11 by 14. Printed both sides. And the way it folds up, it folds in half lengthwise, half and then half. That's how it folds up. Fits perfectly in the jacket. So the next thing I decided to do was to look at the pattern pieces. And boy, did I get a real awakening. Real awakening. This is one of the pieces right here. No, this is two of the pieces. Now, you can't see this. Let me check another piece. Hold on. Yeah, okay. So here's a piece right here. This is part of the jacket. And I think it's going to be the front. See that? Now I have to figure out what all these holes mean. But let me show you how they mark the pattern piece back in the day. This is pattern piece number 1. Can y'all see that? This is pattern piece number 1. I did not know that this was like this until when I opened it up. I thought the person who sold me this, I thought they had took my money. I'm looking for to have all of the information on how to line it up. Where's my grain line? Which piece goes on the fold? You know, we have all of that in patterns of today. We have all of that. It's on the pattern. It's not on here. There's no information like that. So I'm assuming that these dots or these holes, it's a way to line it up. And I'm gonna have to actually figure that out. The darts are already pre-cut. There's the shoulder. Here's one, here's two on the neck. Right, one right there and one right there. This is apparently, this may be the back because it's double notched instead of the front. So this may be the back, but it's double notched here. Let's go to another piece. I can't tell what this piece is for, but I think it's a pocket. But as you can, yeah, there it is. It's the number 9. Can y'all see that? See, it's a 9 with the the hash up under it. That's how they mark. This is absolutely crazy. I could not believe this is what I got. Here's the piece number 2. Same thing. Can you see that? Yeah. This is piece number 2. And this is probably a flap for something. What piece is this? This may be number 4. Can y'all see that? Yeah, it's number 4. Y'all can't see that. Hold on. No, you can't see it like that. But this is piece number 4. This is a pocket. Side pocket. Or a pocket bag as we call it today. Here is piece number 5. Can you see that? Can y'all see that? Piece number 5. And it's printed on this one is printed with the number 5 at the neckline. And of course, you can see there's the shoulder seam here or shoulder notch. This probably goes on a fold. There's a notch there, and there's a double notch here. Y'all see that? So when I went to check out this information, I said, why is this pattern like this? Because I actually thought somebody had actually drawn the pattern and maybe redrew it for whatever reason and was replacing it. But it's not the case. So what I did was I actually looked it up to see what year this pattern was printed. And I'm going to read to you exactly what I put into ChatGPT. I stated that I have two patterns under the Butterick name. They are both printed with a cost of 25 cents. Y'all, 25 cents. We die. We die for 25 cents today. And I gave it the pattern, both pattern numbers, and I asked it to find what it could on these two patterns. Here's what it said about this pattern. It says it was able to find partial information, but these very early Butterick numbers are difficult because Butterick reused numbers over the decades, and many of the old catalogs are not yet digitized. So that means that Simplicity still probably has the old catalogs where, you know, where we would go and sit and look at the little book. They probably have not digitized that book yet. This is interesting. The next thing it said was they found this pattern and verified it as the pattern I said. It is called toddlers, overalls, and jacket. It's for boys and girls. And the date is 1943. It is World War II era styling. It is unprinted tissue paper pieces. Unprinted. There's nothing on it. There's no ink, nothing. And this particular size is a 4. Or it came up with a 4, but this particular size that I have is a 3. This is a 3. So, let me finish up what it says. Since your envelope shows a price of 25 cents, that fits perfectly with the early 1940s period. Butterick paper patterns in the late 1930s and early 1940s commonly sold for 15 cents to 35 cents. And then it went on to show me two other patterns that were at 15 cents and one was at 35 cents. Now for the other pattern, this one. This one right here is Butterick 2205. It could not find any information on it. It was harder. But it did say, based on the low digit numbering, the 25 cent printed price, and the numbering system, it was very likely that it was printed between the late 30s to the mid 40s again. And by it being an earlier number, I'm going to say it probably was in the 30s. Because this one is in 1943. This is, I would say, 1930s. I'm going to say this is definitely 1943. But both of them are apparently wartime era. This one is a wartime too. Let's see what else it says. It wanted me to upload the pattern, the actual picture of it. So I'm going to look inside this one because I haven't opened it. Let's see what this one has. And this is weird because this one actually has printing on it, which is weird. One has it, one does not. From approximately the same time frame. Look at that. Everything you need is right there. Everything. So I am very curious into getting into these, but what I am going to do with this one for sure is I still have some red dot paper. Okay? I am going to take the time today and I am going to press these pieces out. I am going to lay some red dot paper and I'm going to retrace each piece with a regular pencil onto the red dot paper. I'm going to transfer all of the circles and the notches and everything onto this red dot paper. And I'm going to put this piece, that original, back in its jacket. And I'm going to give this one a new jacket. I was just, I couldn't believe what I saw. I mean, I was really upset when I first looked at it. And I just didn't know until today that that's exactly what had happened. So I'm going to take the time to do that now. And then I'm going to come back and show you guys exactly what I come up with later on today. Because this is what, how many pieces is this? It's 15 pieces. So that's going to take me a couple of hours to actually retrace all of these and get them worthy to be used, because I do want to make this today or tomorrow. And I thought y'all would be generally interested to see what a post-World War II pattern looked like. Yep. Interesting, right? Well, thank you for joining me for this little announcement. I wanted to showcase this so other people could see what older vintage patterns look like. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Y'all be blessed.